Welcome to this lesson on the Canoe Pack and packing the Canoe Pack specifically. So what you're going to see behind me are three chairs. One chair over here on this side represents the belongings of one individual. I'll just go over that quickly. So I have their camp pack wear. I have taken out their warm fleece jacket and I've hung that on the back here because I'm going to pack that separately. I like to do that often, okay? In addition, this person has a uh, uh, self-inflating sleeping pad. This is their self-inflating sleeping pad, a reasonable size. It also has their sleeping bag. I'm just going to hold this up really close. This is what I would call a, very compact, small sleeping bag. Uh, Done very extremely well. I use these all the time. They're great summer bags, and if this is what you are planning to do is mostly summer camp, this is only the size you need to get. You can get a sleeping bag this size, no problem. Even Canadian Tire sells them this size. Now, because we are going in June, I also have thrown in a down blanket. So this is my down blanket, and this will crush down even more than the size that's here. You can see here how I can squeeze it in quite nicely. So this is the combination choice on this side. Outside of the bag, I also have my Crocs, okay? And because it's a nice sunny day today, I've taken my raincoat and I've put my raincoat outside as well, which makes sense. On this side, I have the exact same setup, just for another student. I've chosen a little different items. So I have an old pair of running shoes instead of Crocs that they're going to wear around camp. Because remember, your paddling footwear is going to be wet. So you need to have a second pair of shoes that you can wear around, okay? Um, I have a fairly well rolled up inflatable air mattress. This is my preferred one that I showed you on the sleeping pads that was there. So this is a classic Walmart special, 15, 16 bucks, and we'll have a pump along so that this person can blow it up if they need to. Okay. Again, they have their camp wear. This is all their camp wear, minus their hoodie or their warm jacket, and of course the life jacket, or sorry, the raincoat, which I've added on the side as well. Okay, and this person has a slightly bigger sleeping bag. It's a bit warmer, so the size is there. This is about as big as I would like to see students get. I like using this one as an example because this is like the large size. If you're bigger than this, you're too big. Okay, so you get a good sense of what size a sleeping bag can be. And I should note that, this one will compress a little bit. Sometimes kids will come in with ones this size and there's not a lot of compression space left, but that's okay. We can manage with that, okay? All right, so that's what I have. Each student is going to share one of these large canoe packs. Now, they have to also pack a tent. This is what the tent looks like. Now, this is a 4-man tent, okay? I'm going to pack a 4-man tent with all this stuff just to show you it can be done, and there's lots of room. And this is your canoe pack, okay? This thing is actually fairly light, and it is waterproof once it's sealed properly, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video, okay? It is considered a 115-liter pack. You cannot fill it to the top here. We need to be able to seal this by rolling it, and you're going to see how that works as I do this. It has a nice harness on it, okay, and a nice waist strap harness system so that we can carry this, and I'm going to demonstrate that here right now, okay? So what I'm going to do is pack this. I'm going to show you how I go about doing that. I'm going to turn the camera down a little bit just so you can see a bit better, okay? And show you how it's done. The first thing I always like to do is pack my biggest item first, and I like to do it right across the back of my pack. Okay, so this is the back where I'm going to carry. So I want this will add some support down the back of my pack, and so I put the tent right in there. And then usually what I start doing is loading in bigger items next. So I'm going to take the camp wear here. I know I'm not going to need that while I'm on trip because I've set myself up, and I stuff that to one side, and then I take the camp wear from the other person and kind of stuff it to the other side, okay? And I've got to kind of keep this tent in order or in place for the first few items, and I want to get them right to the bottom here, okay? It's really important that I stuff and push out the bottom of these packs, okay? And because I took the warm jackets out, there's some space that sort of forms around where the uh, tent and the packs have formed, and these are great little pockets to stuff items, and this is why I don't tend to put them in right away. I like to kind of pack them separately. Sometimes I'll take a item like a thermarest here, or in this case the sleeping pad, and stuff it in one of these little cracks at the bottom. And you'll see here I grab the outside and I want to get this pushed right to the bottom. It's really important. It's not, don't leave empty spaces, okay? Maybe I'll take this person's crock and stuff it. You can see there's empty space here. I'm going to show you with my hand here. Empty space here. I want to get that filled up with items. So I'm going to take the crock and I'm going to stuff it down into that spot, okay? Really stuff it right in there. And I think I can get the other crock in there as well. Looks like there's enough room. And so in it goes, okay? So I got my two crocks stuffed down into the bottom there. There's even more room down at the bottom. So then I'm going to grab somebody's jacket. Well, I'm going to stick with this guy and stuff his jacket way down into this pack. And you see here, this is a bit of an art form. It's all about trying to fill up as much space, take it up as you can. You're going to do this every day when you're on trip, because you're going to empty this out, you're going to camp, you're going to set up your tent, you're going to have to pack it again. So you want to know that you can make this work, okay? So I'm just going to stick to this person's gear here, stuff in their nice down blanket, something that compresses fairly well. You can see a little bit of space at the bottom here, so I really want to push it down and out if I can. And then in goes the sleeping bag. And then I come over here, I grab the sleeping pad, and you can see here to the height, the tent height is here, and you'll see that I still have lots of room outside that tent height, so I'm still kind of stuffing stuff in. I don't really want to go much higher than that tent height if I don't have to. And then I'm going to get the sleeping bag in, and I got a pair of shoes here, and I have a jacket. So I'm going to get my warm jacket. You'll notice that I did leave the raincoats to the top. Seems to make sense to leave them there in case something, the weather changed today. Right now it's a beautiful sunny day. If it changes, I want to know that I can get access to them. I don't really want to have to open this up, but if I had to, I could. And so here I go. So instead of carrying my raincoats because it's a nice sunny day, in my 20-liter pack that has my water bottle and my gorp and stuff and taking up extra space there, I'm going to put my raincoats right at the top of this, and away I go. I'm set right here to go, and I have my pack filled pretty good, okay? And stuff things down the best I can. Key here is to make sure you fill up the bottom. Don't leave big gaps at the bottom. Now it's time to seal this, okay? A lot of kids get confused. The other one's sealed like that. These ones don't. They have some side straps, I apologize there, here that are going to clip, one on each side. So I'm just going to get them loose and make sure that they're ready to go, okay? And so what I do, again, is I'm going to fold over here on this strap, okay? Now, before I fold, I want to push as much air out as I can. So I make a big fold like this and get the air out, and then bring it up and roll, okay? So it's before I roll this up, I got to get folded out the air. 1 roll, 2 rolls, 3 rolls, that's the minimum. 4 rolls, I got 5 rolls, I got 6 rolls in here, no problem. I might even have had a 7th there. Then I grab the strap on this side and I clip it in, and I can tighten that up. And I'm going to do the same here on this side and tighten this up. Well, I got a little twist in there. I'm going to take that twist out of the strap, okay? There we go. Pull it down. And this now is sealed. It's airtight. It's not going to leak. It has a nice strap handle on the top, and we're in really good shape. Now, a couple things I want you to note here. There are a couple straps across the top here, and they should be buckled up, okay? They simply clip across here and go like this. And I like to, if I'm carrying a tarp for my tent, I like that tarp to be folded underneath here. And this makes for a great spot to put my tarp underneath here. And if I need it while I'm on a canoe trip, if it starts raining in the middle of the day, I have the option to pull it out and come and get it quite easily, okay? So these two straps are here. It also gives me a place if I really wanted to we talked about carrying a foam sleeping pad that was too big to fit inside here. You could put that foam sleeping pad over top as well here, especially considering you should have more room inside your pack because it's not in there. Now, the pack has a couple straps, so I can carry it like this, but this is not how I'm going to portage with it. But this is great for loading and unloading it in the canoe. Be careful not to rip on these. They have been known sometimes to pull right off, so be gentle with it. Lift with care. What I want you to understand is that we can lift this and carry it on our back very nicely, okay? So what I'm going to do, often if I'm in the bush and I have the option, like a rock or something, I'll sometimes set the pack on there. But here I'm just going to lift it up and pull it through my shoulder like this. And of course, one of these arms is really tight, so I've got to find a way to loosen that. Should have done that beforehand, okay? And I get my straps on here, and now I want to get my waist straps. And again, if I've loosened them off nicely, it's really handy that both sides will loosen, okay? And I get it around my waist, and you can see I got lots of room here, lots of room in my waist. And then I pull these straps apart, okay? And this side's not coming, but it is slowly. And I want it nice and tight on my waist, okay? And sometimes I'll lift the pack up like this to get the weight off, so I can really get that strap nice and tight around my waist. So when I go like this, it's sitting on my hips right here. Now there are a couple straps right in here as well. They can be tightened up to ensure that the pack stays close to my hips, okay? It doesn't wiggle around on the back. Now it's just a matter of tightening up my shoulder straps a little bit here, okay? One's a little looser than the other. And there is another strap right here that can be adjusted a little bit and pulled across so that the straps don't come apart in the middle. And once this is on, I'm actually quite comfortable. I'm probably carrying about 60 to 80 pounds of weight, but it doesn't feel that bad. I feel like I can go. My arms are free to carry other things. You're going to see how we use this to carry pails and various other things. Paddles can be carried. People use their hands for other things. Balance is important. So this is carrying your canoe pack and loading it up and getting it onto your back. And this is these are not cheap. They're about almost $200 a piece. So please be respectful of them. They're unbelievable. And despite the weight of this, if it falls in the water, it will still float. So this is packing the canoe pack.